Get started with today's webinar. Okay, and we'll get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CCUS webinar series. This is the fourth event in the series, and our webinar today is Changing Jobs, Leveraging Your Skills and Knowledge in Alberta's CCUS Sector. My name is Tamara Gale, and I am the Senior Marketing and Communications Manager at Carbon Management Canada. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge and pay tribute to the traditional territories of the peoples of Treaty 7, which include the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprised of the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. We are situated on land northwest of where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, a site traditionally known as Mohkinstsis to the Blackfoot, Wincheespaw to the Stoney Nakoda, and Gutitsi to the Tsuut'ina. Today on this land and in this place, we strive to learn and grow together in a good way. So thanks for joining us. We know we still have some people trickling in, but just to keep us moving, we'll go through our agenda and then get into our presentations today. So in today's webinar, we'll begin with an introduction of our speaker panel, followed by a few quick questions for our webinar participants. So we'll ask you to answer some survey questions for us. We'll hear from each of our speakers and provide you a chance to ask your questions. And we'll close the webinar with a final survey. So please do use the Q&A or the chat to enter your questions during today's webinar. And we are recording the session to make it available to everybody after today's session. So you'll be able to access the recordings of all the webinars in the series on the albertacarbonhub.com. So please do use the Q&A or the chat for your questions, and we'll be sure to get to them today during our question period. I'd like to start by introducing our speakers today. Hasmik Asmarian leads the Business, Employment and Training Services Division at the Calgary Catholic Immigration Society, which is helping newcomers succeed through key programs and support. With over 15 years of experience, she connects talent to opportunities and advocates for inclusivity and collaboration. Her continuous professional growth includes expertise in communication management and crisis resolution. And our second speaker today is Lisa Polio. Lisa Polio is a program manager at Careers in Energy, and Lisa helps connect industry insights and labor market data with the needs of job seekers, employers, and stakeholders to ensure Canada has the skilled workforce necessary for a sustainable and thriving energy sector, both today and in the future. And I know Lisa will talk about it today, but there are fantastic resources on the Careers in Energy website, careersinenergy.ca, and Lisa participates in engagement and outreach for Careers in Energy as well. So please be sure to check out the resources there to help you in your job search and career development. At this time, I'll ask Kaylin to start our webinar survey. And if each of our participants could please just take a moment to answer the questions in our survey. We promise they're quick and painless. So our first question is just about your familiarity with the carbon capture, utilization, and storage industry. And if you could just make a selection from the range from not familiar to extremely familiar, where you fall within that range, that would be appreciated. And our second question is, how interested are you in learning about the CCUS sector? And again, we have a range from not interested to very interested. And just one more question for you. Which of the following best describes your current involvement with the energy or CCUS sectors? So please click all that apply. If you currently work in the sector, if you're a student or researcher, or you live in Canada and would like to learn more, or if you live outside of Canada and are visiting us today to learn more about CCUS. And then if you could just click the submit button at the bottom of your text box, that will submit your answers to us. Great. And we'll get started. So I'm going to ask Lisa to share her screen, and Lisa's going to begin our presentations today. Over to you, Lisa.
Thanks, Tamara. Is that working for everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yes, good morning, everyone. As Tamara has already said, my name is Lisa Polio, and I am a program manager with the CCUS and Energy team here at Energy Safety Canada. So here is a little bit of an agenda of what we're going to cover in this presentation. So I will give you an overview of careers in energy and show some of our tools and resources available and how that applies directly to CCUS. And then obviously time for questions at the end if anyone has. So just a little bit about our organization. So CCUS and Energy is a division of Energy Safety Canada, and Energy Safety Canada is the leader in safety training for the energy sector. So we provide key labor market insights and support the bridging of skill gaps to ensure that the energy industry has access to a diverse and adaptable workforce. So CIE supports both the traditional and low carbon energy sectors, helping employers secure the skill talent necessary for future growth and sustainability. Although we have recently rebranded to CCUS and Energy name to better reflect the industry that we are supporting, we have been working in this space since 2001. This slide just gives a little, I guess, summary of the various products that CIE does have. So again, all of these are available on our website, but we primarily originally started and are known for our labor market information, or LMI. So we do have various outlooks. Currently, we did an outlook out to the labor market needs to 2035. So that is available on our website. We also do specific reports. We have a monthly, you can look at our data dashboards or our labor market data on the website, energy job trends, and a diversity dashboard. Some of our career tools and resources. We have occupational profiles. So we have over 170 of them on our website, and I'll take a little bit of a deeper dive into those later in the presentation, as well as our career pathways. There's also a job board on our website that pulls from a couple different energy markets, and you can look across Canada, as well as an employer toolkit with resources for employers, small, medium, large, doesn't matter, different resources that they can access. We also have a day in the life series. So we have a podcast called Not Your Grandpa's Energy Industry, as well as some day in the life profiles and some videos that kind of really show some unique careers that people have had in the energy industry and how they got into them. So I'd also recommend people take a listen for those. We also have virtual reality experiences, and I'll get into some more detail of those later on, as well as different training programs. So we have done a webinar series on diversity, equity, and inclusion in the energy sector. So this was also a Government of Alberta project back in the day. So it's a free webinar series. It takes about 4 hours to complete, but it's self-paced. There's 10 different episodes, and it's basically 3 experts in the 10 topics answering some questions. So I would encourage people to sign up for those because they're free and interesting, and hopefully you can learn something. So our website, again, is careersinenergy.ca. So we have multiple sources, resources, all kinds of information you can find all about the energy industry. So I guess some of the tabs that you can enter in. So the About Energy section would just describe all the different types from traditional oil and gas to pipelines to biofuels to renewables, all that kind of information about, and obviously CCUS. So what it entails, just a bit of an overview, how it plays into the energy picture in Canada and the global economy as well. Then the energy careers area, we have our profiles, the career pathways. The labor market is where you can get all of our data dashboards and information. For that, the programs are different VR products, and then employer resource kit, and then our other resources are just webinars and blog posts and other information from stuff we've posted over the years. So I would encourage you to take some time and explore on the website. Now the career pathways. So this is a project that we completed, I guess, earlier this year. In March, they were all done from one of our federally funded projects. So we've developed 12 career pathways to show horizontal career paths across 10 energy sectors. So the career pathways help support job seekers, students, and those who support them by improving awareness of like your first job opportunities or careers, so entry level if you're looking to enter in the industry and start a career in energy. It helps you understand the skills needed for established and emerging careers. It highlights the horizontal career paths and transferability across the different sectors. And it recognizes the value of available workforce for jobs across the energy industry as a whole. So it's really looking at reskilling and upskilling opportunities. And the 12 career pathways were chosen to highlight the sustainability of careers across the energy sector. So each career pathway describes what the job does, the technical skills, and the minimum education requirements, and then highlights the transferability and upskilling opportunities. We also provide a career outlook for each of them from our labor market data. So they include foundational occupations already found in energy that will continue to be needed, and occupations found in virtually all the sectors. So the one in this picture is engineers. So there's engineers in all the sectors, in energy and even in other industries. So it can be a good way to look at those skills and see how it could potentially transfer across a variety of disciplines. So this is just a sample of when you kind of dig into the career pathways. This sample is from emissions measurement professional. So if you expand on the personal or the little plus signs, each of these will expand with more information about the personal attributes, core knowledge, technical skills, and beneficial certifications. And each of these will give you examples for entry level, mid-career, and senior level for each pathway. Now, in terms of crossover from oil and gas to CCUS, so the sites, processes, and practices of CCS greatly overlap in the oil and gas industry. So not only does this position Canada as an expert in the growing sector, but it also means that careers that have been essential in oil and gas industry for decades will also be essential to the CCS space going forward. So career prospects in Canada's CCS energy industry are promising as Canada strives to meet their um, emission reduction targets and transition to a low carbon economy. So CCS is expected to gain increasing intention and investment, which it already has and will continue to, and will provide numerous career opportunities to work in. So I would say that it's important to take a look at your own transferable skills. So if you do have experience in a different industry, you can ask yourself what skills you think would transfer to a new role in the CCS sector and what that would look like. Here's just a little information about our virtual reality experiences. So we do have 4 different experiences, and we do have one that is on CCUS that we filmed with Carbon Management Canada at the Newell County testing testing site, I guess. So yeah, that's a really great way. So these are all free. If you do have access to a VR headset, they would be free in the Meta store. But we also have all of the videos on our Cruise and Energy website on our YouTube channel. So you can see their 360-degree videos. You can look around, see some common roles, jobs, the equipment, what it looks like, which can be a really great way to have an idea of what your career could look like in CCUS or any other of the energy sectors. So yes, we have 2 of them are live 360 video and 2 of the experiences are animated creations. So they're interactive as well. And yeah, they're a great little tool for us. So if you have a chance, you can give them a try. Okay, so I've mentioned that we've done the outlook. So this one's specific to Western Canada. So this is the outlook out to 2035. So we do know currently in the Western Canadian energy industry that we employ 182,000 people. It's projected that 63,000 energy workers will be eligible for retirement by 2035. And net hiring requirements that are projected with projects existing or planning to be created over this time shows that 102,100 or up to 107,100 jobs will be forecasted in the industry because of increased industry activity and factoring in those retirements. Indirect jobs, so about $1 billion is spent on capital projects and 5,400 jobs are created across the economy from indirect jobs from the energy industry. And here's a sample of one of our data dashboards. So again, this is all on our website, but it is updated with current data, and we do give a report each month showing the increase, decrease in the different sectors and roles. So you can go to our website and kind of slice and dice the data as you please if you're looking for a specific role or a specific area and find out that information. But we do have 4 different data dashboards. They're energy specific and interactive that, like I say, allow you to slice and dice the data and can go down to the level of occupation. Our labor force survey data is a favorite of media, and we frequently get media requests to talk about the latest labor force trends. And our new and expanded diversity dashboard includes key demographic information about the energy workforce, which can help you understand the composition and diversity within the sector. So you can, we published 6 new diversity reports as well, which have profiled women, youth, Indigenous peoples, immigrants, racialized groups, and older adults in the energy industry. So you can check those out as well. Our energy jobs trends data dashboard explores online job postings for 81 different occupations in 10 occupation groupings across the 9 energy and energy related industries. So you could choose a specific occupation, see the other dimensions like the top skills and certification, years of experience, and then you could see if that matches with job postings. So again, I would encourage everyone to go to our website and take a chance to look at some of the different data and interactive dashboards to get the information you might be looking for. And that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Lisa. We'll save our questions until the end
Oh,
and
okay. Sorry.
so we'll come back. That's okay. We'll come back with our question period after Hasmik's presentation. So just a reminder for
Right.
everyone, if you do have questions, please type them into the Q&A or the chat, and we'll be sure to capture those and ask Lisa and Hasmik your questions at the end, towards the end of the webinar today. So thanks, Lisa. That was very informative. Lots of great resources on the Careers in Energy site that can certainly help people when they're looking to transition their role, either being a new entrant into the sector or looking to transition between energy sectors. So thanks for that information. And Hasmik, I'll ask you to start sharing your screen. And
Sure.
thanks for joining us today.
Mhm. Thank you. Let me share my entire screen here. Do you see it? No. You see the squirrel?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. Then now I will start my presentation, and it's still morning. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you to Carbon Management Canada for organizing this vital discussion. My name is Hasmik Asmaryan, and I am the Director of Business, Employment and Training Services at Calgary Catholic Immigration Society. For those of you who are not familiar with my organization, which is also called CCIS, we are the largest newcomer serving agency in prairies, providing settlement and integration services to newcomers. And together with my team, we envision an inclusive society where newcomers reach their full potential. It's been over a decade since I have worked for CCIS. However, my educational background is in geoscience. I have Master's of Science degree in geology with narrow specialization in geophysics from my country of origin, from Armenia. Another Master of Science degree in environmental sciences with narrow focus on environmental systems analysis from the Netherlands. And recently, I got my third Master of Science degree in sustainable energy development from University of Calgary, which I graduated early 2023. So today I'll address a topic that is near and dear to me. It's timely and essential. Alberta's evolving carbon capture, utilization, and storage sector, and how skilled workers, especially those with science, technology, engineering, and math education and energy sector experience, can transition into this emerging field. As someone who works closely with newcomers to Canada, I focus on providing practical advice and resources tailored to those who are new to Canada and currently in job search mode to meet your unique needs. So let's start. And I know Tamara opened the webinar acknowledging the beautiful land. I will keep it short, and yet I want to acknowledge the beautiful land we are located. My organization and we all are located in the heart of Southern Alberta on the traditional territories of people of Treaty 7, including Blackfoot Confederacy, Tsuut'ina, and Stoney Nakoda First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, District 5 and 6. We are privileged to live, work, and grow on this land, and we strive to work together in a good way. So let me start with a quick overview of what I hope to accomplish today with my presentation. My objective is to empower professionals like many of our attendants today who maybe have backgrounds in STEM or energy to see a carbon capture, use and storage as a viable, exciting and rewarding career path. We will discuss while CCUS matters, the opportunities it brings, how to prepare yourself for a career transition, and the resources available to support your journey. And of course, Lisa already mentioned the wonderful resource, Careers in Energy platform, that is my absolute to-go platform every time I need information or a labor market update. So I strongly recommend to start with Careers in Energy website. I'll also address some common questions, such as whether oil and gas jobs are disappearing and how to position your skills for CCUS roles effectively. By the end of this webinar, we will have time to answer your questions as well. And I hope you'll have a clearer picture of how to take the first step towards this promising industry, especially if you are new to the country. And before talking to CCUS, I compiled some numbers, again using Crimson Energy website, just to talk about overall energy industry. And I will quickly go through this information. 200,000 people are directly employed by Canada energy industry. Over 5,000 indirect jobs are created across the economy for every 1 billion spent on capital projects, and 400,000 indirect jobs across Canada are sustained annually to support the industry operations and supply chain. 41 to 46,500 direct jobs will be added across Canada by 2035, and close to 69,000 energy workers in Canada are eligible to retire by 2035. From 110 to 116,000 net hiring requirements are projected in Canada's energy industry, fills all job openings created by industry activity and retirement. The energy industry pays twice more than the Canadian average total compensation. The industry innovates by integrating clean technology, digitization, automation, and emissions reduction technologies like carbon capture, use, and storage. That is our focus topic for today. Again, from Crimson Energy website, I included this beautiful chart diagram to show the direct employment by energy sector forecast for 2035. And you can see that projection is that opportunities will be increasing, and it includes conventional exploration and production, pipelines, low carbon hydrogen, oil sands, petroleum refining, liquefied natural gas, energy services, biomass-based fuels, and of course, carbon capture, use, and storage. That in my next slide, I zoomed in, again, using data from Crimson Energy website to show that the opportunities, direct employment opportunities, are projected to grow for up until 2035. Right? And at this point, I think I'm quite sure that we are dealing with professionals who are either planning their transition to CCUS or have a background and experience. So I will not go into details, but you might also see different abbreviations in my presentation, CCS, CCUS, for you to know that it's the same, carbon capture and storage. The only difference is utilization piece, where some industries are innovating ways to utilize the excess carbon to make useful products such as soap, concrete, and so on. Now, CCS, carbon capture and storage, begins with capturing carbon from multiple points in the production chain in various carbon emitting industries that provide the world with products and services we need. Concrete, agricultural, steel, oil, and gas are just few examples of valuable sectors relying on CCS to reduce their emissions for Canada's net zero future. Carbon in atmosphere can be gathered through direct air capture, in addition to industries working together to capture their own carbon emissions throughout various stages of production. And in this stage, core occupations required for carbon capture include engineers, including automation and control specialists, electrical instrumentation engineers, facility engineers, measurement specialists, mechanical engineers, process control, process engineers, process safety engineers, production engineers, and so on. We also have need here for this particular stage, capture stage, for operations and maintenance, including control room operators, lab technicians, maintenance planners, maintenance trades workers, including electrical instrumentation and control, and mechanical plant managers and operators. Once carbon is captured, high temperatures are used to compress carbon for more efficient transportation, where it can be either stored or utilized for different applications. Pipelines are still the most efficient method for transporting carbon. Designed to handle the specific characteristics of carbon dioxide, pipelines network connect industrial facilities and plants to storage sites. There are also transportation is also happening through rail and trucks. They are still used, and ships are occasionally used for longer distances. And occupational demand, core occupations needed for transportation phase includes engineers, automation and control specialists, compression specialists, corrosion specialists, hydraulic engineers, measurement specialists, pipeline and pipeline integrity engineers and specialists, process safety engineers, and so on. And also operations and maintenance include control center operators, pipeline scheduler, pipeline technicians, station operators, and so on. The next stage is injecting carbon. Carbon is injected and sequestered at least 800 meters deep underground, where it is permanently and safely stored. So specific subsurface sites are chosen for storage, including saline formations, massive porous rocks filled with the brine, where the carbon can safely flow and settle. For this stage, the core occupational demand includes engineers, drilling and completion engineers, reservoir engineers, geoscience professionals, including geologists, geophysicists, field operators, including drilling crew, heavy-duty mechanics, reservoir technologists, service rig crew, well completion operators, and supervisors. And the last stage is measurement, monitoring, and verification. Many of you might be familiar with MMV abbreviation, which is the important constant process of observing and tracking carbon once it's stored underground. So different MMV technologies monitor the behavior of subsurface carbon plume using seismic tools like acoustic sensors or fiber optics. Vibration waves are sent underground, returning to the surface with data maps of carbon dioxide. Additional atmospheric and soil testing monitor the land and air surrounding the storage site. And core occupational demand for this stage includes engineers, measurement specialists, reservoir engineers, geoscience professionals, including geologists, geophysicists, and of course, technologists and technicians, including instrumentation technicians, reservoir technologists, sampling and analysis technicians, seismic crew, and more. Just being mindful about the time, I didn't include all the details, but there is a detailed report developed by Transition Accelerator. And for those of you who are interested to look into different stages of carbon capture, use, and storage and core occupational needs, typical qualifications per occupation, key activities, unique requirements, and potential talent, risk, opportunity, you can check the following link. My presentation slides will be available to be shared with you. So, or you can basically Google and find the report called Workforce Requirements, Carbon Capture and Storage, again, developed by Transition Accelerator. And I'm sure similar information you can find also in Careers in Energy website. Now, why to consider carbon capture, use, and storage? It's one of the most exciting sectors emerging in Alberta today. By capturing CO2 emissions and using them for beneficial purposes or safely storing them underground, CCUS can significantly contribute to our countries and our provinces' net zero trajectory and goal. With 22 proposed those CCUS hubs in development, the scale of opportunity is tremendous. What's even more exciting is the variety of roles that I just mentioned in my previous slides. Whether you are an engineer, project manager, data analyst, or policy expert, there is always a place for you in this field. And before starting this presentation, I saw some of the participants were mentioning that it's really hard to get to these positions. And with my upcoming slides, I will share some tips how to market yourself and how to make yourself visible and competitive for these existing opportunities, especially if you are someone who is new to this country. Let's move forward. Let's see. So one common concern is whether oil and gas jobs are going away or they are here to stay. The answer is oil and gas will remain a cornerstone of Alberta's economy. Our province was developing its oil and gas portfolio for many decades, and we were leading the way, and just stopping entire production and taking totally different way, calling it just transition, is not going to work. There is an increasing demand for sustainable practices for our existing oil and gas operations, and CCUS and other technologies and other renewable energies resources play a complementary role by making oil and gas operations more environmentally responsible. Think of CCUS as an extension of your expertise rather than a replacement. By building on your existing skills and adapting to industry shifts, you position yourself for continued relevance and success in a dynamic energy landscape. The key is to see this as an opportunity to diversify your expertise and contribute to Alberta's transition to a more sustainable energy future. Now, transitioning into a new sector is not an easy task, especially for those who are new to the country, right? So it requires a strategic approach. It requires organized approach, because random approach will give you random results, right? And here are some key steps. Begin with self-assessment. Reflect on your transferable skills, past achievements, and what excites you most about CCUS. Invest in skill development. There are specific certification and training programs, micro-credential courses for CCUS that can enhance your profile and make your professional portfolio more attractive and competitive for these opportunities. Look for different training bridging programs, especially if you are a newcomer to the country. There are a number of programs offered through newcomer serving agencies, including CCIS. Build your network, attend industry events. I cannot stress more about the importance of networking and building meaningful connections. Networking often opens doors to hidden job opportunities, and leverage resources like just resources that Lisa shared from Careers in Energy website, from many others that I will be listing as I move forward with my slides. And here are the resources I compiled for you. And of course, the first one, I will start with Careers in Energy website. It's again, my always to-go platform when I need information and updates about labor market, especially for energy sector. Second one I included here in Serva's Working Energy Portal, Clean Resources Innovation Network, Creative Links Incorporated website. They have wonderful information about career transferability and where to find your unique niche in this evolving energy sector. Some more resources: Alberta Learning Information System, ALICE website, that you can find industry profiles and dig more to find out what skills you have, what's the demand, and what new skills to develop. Government of Alberta Labor Market Information, Calgary Economic Development website provides useful resources. It's always great to check all these websites, bookmark them, and have them and constantly with certain frequency check for updates. I already talked about the importance of networking, and here I included some information where to network. Meetup Calgary, check the website, find the group that speaks to you, that you feel that you would like to be part of it, and connect with people. And one thing that you don't need to network particularly for to meet people in oil and gas sector. It shouldn't be oil and gas event or energy event for you to make meaningful connections. It can be any gathering. Opportunities come from least expected places. So meet people, talk about your passion, your plan to transition into new something exciting, and you will see that people overall, the nature is quite helpful. They want to be part of your success, and you will have meaningful advice, direction, and help. Check also if Eventbrite website. There are plenty of different events. Some of them are paid, some of them are unpaid. Choose the one that you feel that will add to your meaningfully to your journey. Toastmaster platform. This is also a great opportunity to meet people and expand your network while you are also advancing your presentation skills. Here also I included the program that we offer at CCIS. It's under my portfolio under Business Employment and Training Services. It's less than a year old program, relatively new for my division. It came to replace our career support for newcomers and professionals. This new initiative is funded by Ministry of Immigration and Multiculturalism, and the program name is Empowering Newcomer Professionals for Careers in Sustainability. We provide newcomers and professionals with information and support about Alberta's evolving energy sector, support them with building their professional portfolio, interview preparation, and job search support for participants to secure meaningful employment. In closing, I want to emphasize the incredible potential CCUS offers. By taking the initiative to learn, adapt, and connect, you can position yourself for a rewarding career in this field. My call to action is simple. Explore the resources we have discussed today and were shared by Lisa earlier. Seek out mentorship and networking opportunities. Take the first step and take the ownership of your career success, and you will be amazed by the results you are getting. The CCUS sector needs talented professionals like you to drive our province's transition towards sustainability. Thank you. And if you are on LinkedIn, I will be happy to connect and continue conversation. I will stop here sharing and come back, and we will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Hasmik. Those were some great tips. I hope everyone was taking some notes. It was very informative. So thanks for those tips.
Pleasure.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for participating. If you have questions for Lisa and Hasmik, please type them into the Q&A or the chat box, and Kaylin and I will be sure to capture them and pass them along to Lisa and Hasmik. So I think we touched on this briefly. Maybe Hasmik, you could just recap the steps that workers who are in transition or maybe are new to Canada might take to towards successful employment. What are some of the things they should do first?
Yeah, first, especially for job seekers and those who are new to the country, labor market research, understanding what is happening. it's evolving, everybody knows, but what are the alternative and emerging sectors that excite you and you feel that you have skills to offer in these particular emerging opportunities? Gather information and resources are shared, and my presentation slides can be shared with participants. Start somewhere, right? And take the ownership of your own career success. Do that research. Start looking at your existing skills and the skills that are required for these emerging opportunities. And how, if you have those skills, wonderful. If not, what are the tools? Where are the sources that you can continuously develop these skills to make your professional portfolio more attractive for these opportunities, to make you more competitive. At the same time, please connect with mentorship programs. There are plenty of different mentorship programs offered through professional associations. Get membership and connect with local professionals who share similar educational and educational background and experience. Get connected with right people, and when opportunities come and you need to apply for the job, these people can be your internal references, especially if you come from outside and you don't have anybody who can talk about your technical skills, right? Connect, attend, make yourself visible for local employers. Many of you might say, where are these opportunities? How I can make myself visible? In Alberta especially, there are plenty of different energy events. I know these events are costly with those who come with limited financial resources, but you can always volunteer for these conferences, and that's the best way for you to expand your professional network. Recently, I was attending Energy Disruptors event a couple of months ago, and my program participants were asking, Hasmik, the tickets are over $1,000, what we can do? I suggested them to get in touch with our committee and show their availability for volunteering. And I was pleasantly surprised when I was attending the conference and I saw many of my program participants volunteering with happy faces that Hasmik, we made lots of valuable connections there. We connected with people. It's just going outside of your comfort zone instead of sitting in front of your monitor and applying for 500 different opportunities unsuccessfully, because at the end of the day, nobody is coming back. It's a tough competition, right? Many of applications are coming from overseas. You just need to develop a new strategy, how you are going to expand your network, make yourself visible for local employers, and access hidden job market. Right, yeah. So I can go on and on and on. Maybe I will stop here, and if there are other questions, we can go from there.
Sure. Thanks, Hasmik. Lisa, we have a question about the career pathways on the Careers and Energy website. And we're wondering if the career pathways has information about certificates that can be used for employment purposes, aside from, say, showing that you're registered with a PEGA, or, for those who have that professional designation. What other information do the career pathways provide?
Yeah, so that kind of screenshot I had of the circle. So if you dive into a specific career pathway, so I'll use the environmental health and safety professional one as an example. When you click on that plus sign, there is a benefit, like it's called beneficial certification. So when you click on the plus, it'll list ones. Now, again, these are more just suggestions, but like, you can do an OH&S certificate. You could get your CRSP, which is a Canadian Registered Safety Professional designation. It'll have like H2S Alive. So that would be a ticket that could be beneficial if you wanted to have a role on site. So it's not a fully inclusive list of everything, but it can be a good starting point of some training that could be beneficial to help you land one. And again, that will end up being often specific to like a role or a company, because sometimes they want you to do like their own internal course, or they have an accredited one based on what site they're working on or whatever that looks like. But it's a bit of a guideline. So not all inclusive, but some information for sure.
Great. And we have a question, and I think this sort of dovetails with that, Lisa, but I think I'll get you and Hasmik both to answer this one, because some of our viewers today are looking for suggestions of particular organizations, industry events, and such that people could connect with, where they might be able to engage with employers. So I think there are a few out there. Job fairs come to mind. The Calgary Catholic Immigration Society comes to mind, and some others. So just any ideas, if you have any for our listeners.
Sure, I can go first and then pass it to
Please, yeah.
Hasmik. So yeah, if you do follow, if you have a LinkedIn profile, I would really recommend following our Careers and Energy page. We have an events, I guess also on our website, we have an events tab, but on our page, we will often share where we're going to, where we've registered to attend, stop by to see us. So that can be one good way to see upcoming events, and you can follow many organizations. So if you say you've done some research and you know some key companies, I would also recommend following them on LinkedIn, because I think people really post their events
Mhm.
there. There is also like Facebook or Instagram, but I would say the best one for events would definitely be LinkedIn for sure. And I think Eventbrite, you can also do like a lot of free events will be on Eventbrite. So you can just search the region or area you live in, and you can even select just for free events if you are not wanting to spend too much. That could be a good starting point too.
Thanks, Lisa. And Hasmik.
To continue, I agree with what Lisa mentioned. In addition to what she said, Clean Resources Innovation Network, right? I included their website there. Please check and register. Get membership. It's free membership. I was showing one of our students, and I registered and got my membership too. And it shows their monthly event calendar, and you will be surprised. There are so many events that are happening that you don't even know, that free events that you can go and meet with industry professionals. Energy Future Labs, you can get connected with them. There are plenty of different events. Innovate Calgary, Energy Transition Center. There with some frequency, there are valuable events also happening there. Check Creative Links Incorporated website. I included that link in my resources slides. They also organize events at Energy Transition Center that you can be part of. There are plenty of, like Lisa mentioned, use your LinkedIn profile. It's a wonderful tool if you know how to use it to make yourself visible and be informed. If you are connecting with right key players in the area, then you don't need to put extra effort. If you follow them, your homepage will be full of information, what is happening and what is offered through all these different organizations. Also, don't forget about professional associations. APEGA has plenty of different events if you are a APEGA member. If you are not a APEGA member, there are so many other CSPG, SPA, there are so many different abbreviations now. I will not go and open and name all these professional associations, but all these associations have their lations, events, webinars. Recently, last couple of years, I was quite active part of Alberta Geothermal Association, and they have a webinar series you can attend if that's particular area you're interested. So just start with Googling. Where is the well? There is a way, right? Start Googling and you will be surprised how many different events are happening in this small city. There is plenty.
It's true.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would tag on to what Hasmik said about the professional associations, is also industry associations. So in Serva, you mentioned they have their working energy website, so that's a great one. But yeah, in Serva, CAOEC, that's the energy contractors. CAGC is geophysical. CAP is producers. So if you follow any of those, again, they're non-for-profit, similar to both of our organizations. So they will host a lot of events for free, and many employers belong to those industry associations, so you can get in touch with employers that are hiring through that. And one other thing, I just dumped it in the chat here. I saw there was a question about micro-credential courses in clean energy and how much they cost. So the one I dumped in, shameless plug, no, just kidding. It's not shameless. No, we created it on a previous project, this sustainability in energy micro-credential, and unfortunately, it was free when it was first created, because the project we created it in, we were looking to, again, to just increase awareness about ESG, sustainability as a whole. So it's about, I think 50 hours, but it's self-paced again. So when our project ended, it went over to the contractor, Geologic or Energy. They've changed their name a bit over the time, but they turned it over to a paid offering. So I don't know the exact amount, but if you go to that website, it will tell you. But yeah, it's really interesting information. It's like a blend of reading and visuals and some interviews with people in the industry. So yeah, it was really well received. So with that being said, Cruisin Energy often is applying for various different projects and grants. So whenever we create a product, it will be free for the user generally when we're in that. So I would recommend that you just sign up to our newsletter. If you go to our website, you can sign up for free. We send it out basically like quarterly with updates, but that would also be information to say, hey, we're doing a free program, or we've done ones to help with Higher Landing is an organization that works on your resume building, interview skills, all that kind of stuff. So we also had them in this last project. So people could join that for free. We had an online training component for digital training with Lighthouse Labs. So like there's multiple different offerings that can come. So if you sign up for a newsletter, you could get a chance to do these types of things for free.
Absolutely.
Just to continue Lisa's point quickly, there are plenty of different Alberta educational institutions, Athabasca University, University of Alberta, University of Calgary, SAIT, they have wonderful sustainability micro-credential courses. I know that because I was compiling the list for my new project proposal. It's quite recent, including the prices, etc. Typically, the commitment self-paced courses, 30, 40, 50 hours, and the price range is around 800, 2,000, 1,100, 200. That's the range that it goes, depending how many modules, etc.
Well, thank you so much. That was those were some great answers to the questions. Check out the link to Geologic Systems micro-credential in the chat. Lisa's posted it there. And if you're looking for more information from Lisa or Hasmik's presentation, as Hasmik said, feel free to connect on LinkedIn, reach out to us, and the webinar will be posted on the Alberta Carbon Hub website. So this is the fourth webinar in our 5-part series, and all of the webinar recordings are available on the albertacarbonhub.com, also, which is a website that is full of helpful resources to do with carbon capture, utilization, and storage. So please do check that out. There are articles coming that also list resources where you can look for support when it comes to your job search as well. So please do check out all of these resources to help you as you're planning your career. Our next webinar is on Thursday at 11, and you can join that at the albertacarbonhub.com as well. Registration is available in the news and events section, so please do visit the site and join us then. I'm going to ask Kaylin just to launch our final survey questions. If you'll just take a moment to answer them before you sign off, that would be helpful, as it helps us bring you events that are better targeted to your needs. So we'd just like you to tell us how we did today. How would you rate the overall quality of the webinar content from poor to excellent? And if you just take a moment and put your answers in there. We're also wondering how valuable you found the information presented today was for you. And make a selection from not at all valuable to extremely valuable. And our third question, would you consider a career transition into the CCUS sector based on what you've learned today? And finally, would you like to learn more? And if you click the submit button at the bottom of the text box there, we'll collect your answers and compile those. Well, thank you, Lisa and Hasmik, for your presentations today. They were very informative. And thank you all for attending today. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday and have a great afternoon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.